The truth is, most people don't know how to hold space for your emotions because they've never learned how to hold space for their own. So when you find yourself trying to honor what you're feeling, you'll be met with comparison. Oh, I've been through this, I've been through that. This person treated me this way. I was treated this way during that. All right. You'll be met with dismissal. Oh, you're too sensitive. Get over it. Let it go. You're being sensitive. Or deflection. You'll be deflected. You might try to express yourself. Say, when someone's behavior, it affects you and you're trying to find some form of solution, let them know, help them connect with you. They'll deflect and be like, well, you do this and you do that. Kind of get a little defensive. This all comes from their own avoidance, their own choice to numb themselves to survive. And so when someone says, oh, you're too sensitive, it's because you've chosen not to numb out just to survive. Sensitivity is being able, is your perception. It's an honest perception. Often if you find yourself to be a more sensitive individual, you pick up on things, subtle cues, body language, facial expressions, the tone of someone's language, the energy of someone, right? Those who tend to avoid their emotions do not perceive the energy beneath their words. They'll say something and it'll have, like, let's say, for example, a dismissive tone. But they'll be like, I said this. It's only focused on the logic. No feeling, just logic. But when you choose to be present with those strong emotions, you begin to seeing in so many ways, clear seeing. I don't call this podcast See More with Morcie for nothing. I'm here to support you. Often if you're watching this right now, you might have felt that in your life you were dismissed or shamed for feeling deeply. Your emotional needs were unmet, maybe by your own parents, maybe by your friends and family. So it becomes tough trying to live in an environment where everyone else is numbing out, right? When I say numbing out, I mean there's a lot of ways that people numb out. The first comes to mind is drugs, alcohol. What else? Staying too busy, working a lot, being on social media all the time, watching TV all the time. Anything to avoid getting into the flow of emotions in the body. And so because you chose to be honest and express it, the response of being called too sensitive isn't because you're too much. It's because they can't hold the honesty that you're allowing yourself to hold. They're not holding they've been taught to avoid it. And so the cycle continues and the cycle continues. This is what I've been coming to in my own life, right? I've been finding in my life where I express myself and it's met with comparison, it's met with dismissal and deflection, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, wow, I feel misunderstood and unseen. What is this? I would sit laying down and there'd be like a tension in my stomach. Felt so tight, like what's happening here? And then I noticed there's this pattern, right, where We're often, this pattern, it gets in our awareness where we feel like someone needs to save us. Someone help me. Someone help me. But the thing is that you don't necessarily need saving, right? You don't need to be saved. In that moment, I recognized exactly what I shared in the beginning of this, that the people you want to express yourself to, the people you want to be seen by, the people you want to meet you where you're at, they can't even meet themselves there. So you meet you. And so when I came to that awareness, I felt more empowered because I started to become more aware of how I'm already capable of moving forward while feeling, to survive and still feel, to survive and know how to harness emotions. Those who are calling you too sensitive, telling you to avoid it, ignore it, and however they want to say, they haven't learned how to harness it. When you harness it, you see clearly. You have honest perception. You create and build a life that's actually fulfilling for you. You don't create and build to make yourself appear a certain way, because that's what happens, right? When you get stuck in this numbing and avoiding, you're not feeling. So the only thing you know how to do is think. You're only thinking. So you said, old thought says, okay, well, I'm just going to build a life that makes me look like have this status and this image and blah, blah, blah. So you're not really doing what you want to do. You're doing what looks like that, right? I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling anyone out, but I'm calling you in. This is exactly what I've done in my own reflection and seeing, oh, where are the ways where I have avoided when I know I'm a deep feeler? How have I been avoiding it? How can I get into my body? How can I recognize how I'm feeling it can't be held? And this doesn't mean don't ask for help. Not at all. I've asked for help. I've learned, okay, I feel a safety here. So let me just express this. Not with the expectation that someone else is going to solve all my problems, but more of just, this needs to come out. I need to share it with somebody who has the space to do so. Because often I find that I am the person for so many people. So many people come to me telling me all their stuff. And then when it's my time, I'm met with comparison and deflection and dismissal or no words. And I've had to reflect on that. Really face that truth. Not allowing these hardships in life to just harden me, but to make me more aware, to make me more grounded. I continue to feel, honoring the wholeness and recognizing that I am not waiting for someone else to see me, because I can't. I'll be in an endless spiral of wanting to be seen, and I'll wait for who? This is my life. I came into this world alone. I'm going to leave this world alone. Let me figure out my natural rhythm. And then in that, you can build a community. You can build a family that also is in touch and in tune with emotion, not afraid of it, not thinking they're so tough because they're not feeling, but connected and open, not pretending to be open. So that's often what happens, especially in the spiritual awakening community. So many are thinking openness, but not feeling it. It's a closing. Once again, I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you in, reminding you, you don't need to numb yourself out. You don't need to avoid your emotions. They're not going to hurt you. They're real, they're honest. And it's okay to hold yourself, right? You don't have to numb out. Having the courage to feel. And in that, you're already holding yourself. And you could see. No more trying to outsource your feelings, trying to blame, right? But saying, okay, I see where this is coming from. I see this, okay. And your choices, your decisions, they slowly align more, you know. I feel like right now in my life, fresh beginnings, so many fresh beginnings. I already shared, I cleared out so much in my room. I feel so much just lighter energetically. So I can feel, and you even more than I was, but I'm not afraid. I'm not saying that all the time. I'm not saying I'm fearless all the time, but what I'm saying is I'm asking you to walk with me. I'm letting you know I haven't reached the end. This is enlightenment. This is enlightening. Choosing to be with the flow of emotions. Choosing to show up. Honoring it's okay to slow down. You'll notice that when you feel more, you might slow down a bit because you're feeling and you're not just ignoring. You might get to things a little slower. You might think you're less productive, but you're not. You're incredibly productive. And you're also getting used to feeling. So you might find yourself a little bit exhausted because you're still getting used to feeling. You're still getting used to honoring that feeling. But honor the rest. The rest, you need it. You've been doing the work. And it feels good. That's true fulfillment. That's soul fulfillment. You're here. You're listening to this right now. It's what you've been needing. It's what you've wanted to hear. The honest truth. Not out here trying to fake high vibe. Sometimes they're high vibe, sometimes they're low vibe. There's nothing wrong with that. Life happens. I'd much rather be honest with myself. Sometimes you're afraid, sometimes you're not afraid.